Let's get started on planning our Halloween parties. First, you will want to open up Excel. It is a green icon with a capital X. It will open you up to the spreadsheet you see here. Now, I am going to take a moment to explain the features on Excel before we begin our project. First, a spreadsheet is made up of cells, and these are all of the little boxes that you see here. And every cell has its own address. The one we have selected right now is G17. Our spreadsheet is divided up into rows and columns. Rows go horizontal with the numbers, and columns go vertical with the letters. Now, to navigate within Excel, you can either use your mouse to click in the different cells, or you can use your arrows on the keyboard to move from one cell to the next. Now, we are going to take a look up just above the spreadsheet and just below the toolbar at the two bars right here. The shorter one on your left is called the name box, and it will tell you the address of the cell that you are in. Currently, we are in H6. This bar to your right is called the formula bar. It will show any information you have in a cell. You can use this to input or change the information inside of the cells. For the information to stay in the cells, you click Enter, or you click on your arrow keys to move to a different cell. Now that we have a basic understanding of what Excel is, we can begin creating our projects. First, we need a title. So click up in cell A1 and type your own name in apostrophe S in Halloween Party. Mine would be Hannah's Halloween Party. Now, you see that our title is taking up 3 cells length. We're going to click out to save and click in A and drag over to C1 and merge and center our title. Next, we are going to have our column headings. Go ahead and click in cell A2 and we're going to type supplies with a capital S. Then move over a cell and we are going to type price over a cell, and we are going to have amount. And our last one, we are going to have total. Next, go on down into the cell below total, and here we are going to put in our formula to calculate our prices so that we don't have to do everything by hand. The computer will do it for us. First, you click into the cell or into the formula bar up top, and you put an equal sign. The formula will not work without this. Next, you're going to type in B3 and the star. You will find it above the 8 on the number on your keyboard. You shift 8. That represents time since we are multiplying the price by the amount. And then you are going to type C3 and enter. Make sure not to use any spaces when you do this, otherwise it will not work. This formula will figure out the total price for each supply, since for some of them you may want more than one. It is at 0 right now because we haven't put any of our numbers in yet. Now we are going to take our cursor and hover it over the bottom right hand corner of the cell we just typed in, and we'll look for the little black box on the corner, and once we find that, we are going to click on it and drag it all the way down to D19. And this will input the respective formula into each bar, so you do not have to do it by hand yourself every time. Great. Now we can fill in the rest of our data. Please take out the handouts I gave you earlier. You will be transferring that information onto your screen. Go down the list and type in all of the supply names that are listed, such as cake, 12 cupcakes, all the way down through column A. Your list should end at A19. If not, then please double check and make sure that you have not missed a word. Next, we are going to make our column bigger, considering our words are going over into column B. You go up to A, get right in the middle of A and B, and double click, and it will spread it out for you. Next, Go through and match the prices for each item and type them down column B under price. This should also end at B19. Since these are monetary values, we would want the dollar sign. Go ahead and click on B up at the top, and then go over to your toolbar and in numbers, hit the dollar sign, and it will turn your numbers into amounts. Now it is your turn to decide what you want to have at your Halloween party. Remember, your budget is only $50, so you cannot buy everything you see here because you will not have enough money. Go on through in column C in amounts and put down how many or as few of each item that you want. Just keep in mind your budget. Look at the money that you are spending periodically, such as our formulas will kick in here. I want 1 cake. And we have $16 for our total. You can, since total is monetary as well, go ahead and click on D and the dollar sign. Once you have finished doing this, go ahead and click into cell A21 and type in total spent. You are going to want to bold this. Now, go on over to D21 and click in here. We are going to sum up everything that you have just bought for your Halloween party. Go on up to the toolbar. In the far right-hand side, you will see the button called Auto Sum. It has a funny letter E to it. You're going to want to go ahead and click in there, and you'll see a moving bar surround your totals. Just go ahead and click Enter, and it sums up for you. I am below my $50, but if you are above, that's fine. All you got to do is just go over to your amounts and figure out something that you can subtract from or exchange for something cheaper. Say I had chosen to have 2 chicken legs. Instead, I would have been over. So all you need to do is just change your amount, hit enter, and it will calculate for you. Once you have your budgets below $50, we can graph how we spent our budget. First, we are going to go over into cell G1 and type budget. Go ahead and center budget because it is a title as well. We are dividing up our budget into these categories to better see where we all spent our money. We are going to type in under budget, dessert, eating utensils, dinner, and then drinks. Dinner utensil goes a bit over, so we're going to make our column wider. Now we are going to calculate the category's total. Go ahead and click into H2 right beside dessert. We are going to come right up here to our auto sum button and click that. We are not given the lines, we have to choose them ourselves. Go back over to our first chart and click on all of the desserts. We'll start in A3, select that, and drag all the way down until A7 with your candy. Once you have all those selected, you hit enter. You'll do the same thing for the remaining 3 categories. Click within the cell beside, go over to auto sum, and select what it goes with. So we'll begin at D8 with spoons and go all the way down into D11 for bowls. Continue this for the other 2. Now we have finished our condensed budget data. So now we are going to graph it. Click within budget and drag all the way down to encompass the whole chart. Then we're going over to the Insert tab, clicking on it, over to Charts, and we want a pie chart. Go ahead and select the first one, and then go through your options over here and choose one that you believe works best. This one works. It has a title, go ahead and click inside of the title and type your name and apostrophe S in budget. Show that this is your budget. It's a representation of it. This shows you exactly how you spent your money for your Halloween party. The majority of my money went to dessert. This brings me to the last step of our project. Click in a cell where you have space. Find a cell where you have plenty of space nearby. Go ahead and click in it and type My Observations. Underneath this title, you're going to make 4 observations about this project or Excel itself. For example, one will be what you spent the most money on. For me, this was dessert. Other examples of observations include you may find that the food is expensive, that $50 does not buy very much, or that the cake was the most expensive supply. Once you have completed all of this, please place a tally on the one you spent the most on the whiteboard and return to your seat. We will be discussing all of our observations as well as further applications for this program as soon as everyone is done, first starting with what everyone spent the most money on. Great work. Thank you.